Hey guys, this is Eckhartsladder. Hello and welcome to another Star Wars Empire at War video. So, the most recent version of Thrawn's Revenge got a lot of really cool additions, especially on the ship side. The New Republic and the Empire of the Hand in particular were almost completely reworked, or at the very least they got a bevy of new capital ships or new designs for existing ships. One good example would be the Bothan Assault Cruiser, which you can see right here. The Sasheen as well is a brand new model. If we look in this random fleet, which we'll be experimenting today, many of these ships are brand new alongside others like the Republic Star Destroyer and more. A lot of the really cool new ships for the New Republic come from the sort of pre-NJO, NJO, and post-NJO era, sort of like 20 ABY and after, so the sort of tail end of Star Wars Legends, the Yuuzhan Vong War and beyond. This is when the New Republic started using larger Mon Calamari cruisers, and I've collected a bunch of them in this fleet because they're new to the mod and they are really, really cool. A lot of you have been following through my current New Republic playthrough that I've been live streaming, and the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm not sure if we'll actually get the chance to experiment with them in our current game, because these ships are extremely expensive and resource intensive to produce. So I'll show you guys them in battle, but first we can take a look at the various ships that we have here. We've got the Mediator, which is sort of a precursor to the Viscount. It's a battle cruiser, a large battle cruiser. We have the Viscount prototype, which is a smaller version of the actual Viscount Dreadnought. Don't worry, we'll check out both in this video. Then being researched on Mon Calamari, we also have the Blue Diver, which is a heavy carrier. I think actually the ship is just called a heavy carrier. The Blue Diver was just one specific type of that ship. And yeah, and then we'll also have the full-sized Viscount. I just jumped into a GC. I'm going to hop around the galaxy and try to find some fleets to kind of test my new ships against. So with that being said, I will cut away and see you again in just a moment. Alright, so once you know it, Bill Bringy would be set for a battle. You can always count on Bill Bringy to be a source of conflict in the galaxy. This is not one of the new Mon Calamari ships. This is the MC-30, I'm pretty sure. I always get them mixed up. MC-30, we've got a decent-sized fleet here, mostly just a Star Destroyer and some support ships. I think that's a good... Let's try out the Mediator. So, take a look at this beautiful design. I'll call in a couple of other a couple of other ships just for comparison's sake. This is the MC-90 right here. Akbar is also in an MC-90. We've got a Liberty class back here, 40 back here, MC-80B, and then the Viscount, which unfortunately we can't fit in the battle. The new Sasheen as well there. You can see also a new assault frigate. But let's look at the star of the show, the Mediator herself. So, as I said, the Mediator is a battle cruiser, sort of one of the most offensively powerful ships of the New Republic's Navy, just in general. The Mediator itself features pretty heavily in Book 1 of the New Jedi Order, and it's really just a tool of kind of supremacy for the New Republic. If we look at its stats here, it's got 95 points. You can have 3 of these in a fleet if you go by the stock fleet cap. It's got a lot of shields, 30,000 compared to... Star Destroyer is always a good comparison. Star Destroyer is 8,000. So 3 times the shields, and pretty much, well, 3 times plus the shields and the hull. This ship, I think, is actually really good, especially for the value. And you can see it's also giving us some really good starfighters. We're getting probably some B-Wings. This thing is really taking the vast majority of the damage here, and it's surviving without any sort of difficulties. You can also see the new MC-90 model here. Looks really nice alongside the Mediator. And of course, this Liberty model is not brand new, but I think it was last version. It still looks really nice. Of course, we've got Akbar and the also new MC-40 model. But yeah, we get a nice shot of the fleet here, and you can see we've got a lot of new really cool looking Mon Calamari cruisers, and this fleet never stood a chance. Got ultra heavy turbo lasers, which I think is a designation no other ship has. But I suspect, kind of like the Home One, a lot of this thing's ability comes purely from not purely, but largely from ion damage. That's why the MC-80s work really well if you compare them with like Star Destroyers, and I assume the Mediator would be the same thing. It soaks up a lot of damage. It can get shields down really quickly with those ions, then turbo lasers to finish off the rest. Presumably this these E-Wings are from the Mediator as well. Look at that shot of the fleet in the background, just looking absolutely menacing. With that being said, let's find another poor Imperial fleet and try out the Viscount prototype. Alright, we did not have to go far for that. We've got 3 Star Destroyers just sitting here waiting, and we will try out the prototype Viscount, which, unsurprisingly, looks very much like a smaller version of the regular Viscount, and that's because that's exactly what it is. The prototype Viscount sort of exists in the lore to explain some size discrepancies that the Viscount has for listed size. I'm curious to see also how this thing does against 3 Star Destroyers. I don't think it stands too much of a chance. But the Viscount was given various sizes in the lore, all the way up to like the 17-kilometer mark that we know now, to the, I think this is 3 kilometers. But yeah, this thing is, it's okay. This is my first time really seeing it in action. Beautiful model. But I don't think it's going to do much against these Star Destroyers. On the other hand, if we jump the Mediator back in, I think that should have a slightly better time. And the price difference isn't a lot. We got 15. Pound for pound, I mean, I'm liking the Mediator here. Especially when you've got that active shield ability. Like these shield boosts make Mon Calamari capital ships so hard to kill. But the nice thing is you can have both of these massive vessels with still room to call in quite a bit more. Can't be a proper New Republic fleet in Legends without a few assault cruisers. So the way it currently works, at least in the GC I'm playing, is... Let's see if we can get through these, oh yeah. When you research the Viscount or the Mediator project, you basically just get the ship. And then I don't think you can build any more. Whereas... I'll take a look. Actually, I might be able to build more Mediators. Let me see. Yes, I can. I can actually build more Mediators. $14,000. That is quite a deal. But with the Viscount prototype, you have to pay quite a bit. I think it's 25 grand to invest in that. Then not only do you get the Viscount itself, but you clear the way for more of these. It's sort of like a research tree, which is not really something base Empire War has, at least not to this extent. But we are almost done with our Mon Calamari Heavy Carrier, so I'll build a couple of those and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so it is time to have a little scrap with the Empire of the Hand. And we have both... I brought a few of the new ships. I brought the Nebula and the new Republic class, so you guys could see that. But I also brought... Where is it? I've got a lot of ships here. I brought the new Viscount and the Mon Calamari Heavy Carrier, which obviously it's a carrier. Not quite as offensively gifted or even durable as some of the other ships that we looked at, especially... the Mediator, but I mean it is a Mon Calamari cruiser, so it's got, I think, yeah, 18,000 shield, 15,000 hull, so still a lot there. Pretty expensive though at 72k, so, or 72 sorry, pop cap points, so really a lot of its effectiveness will come down to how you use these starfighters. But let's also call down, let's just see how kind of the trio of new large Mon Calamari capital ships work together. But just in case I don't have the pop cap room, I can't do the math off my head, call down some of the new ships as well. You can see this is the Republic Class Star Destroyer. This is a Kraken design, I believe. Not the prettiest thing ever, but that's alright. We've got a redone Republic Carrier here, quite cool. And we've also got a Nebula class somewhere. Oh, here it is. So yeah, the Endurance and the Nebula, classic combo, new coat of paint. I mean, the old model was pretty good, but the Nebula especially looks very, very good right now. I believe these were updated in the most recent version of the mod, but you can see that this Chiss ship is coming close, but it won't stand up. It's a nice thing to have a carrier which can scrap. This Mediator is basically taking damage from the entirety of the fleet. Let's call in a couple of Mon Calamari cruisers here to help. Watch the battle.
Hold on. Loosen up. I'm under attack. Attack formation. Target coming in back.
I will say it's nice to have some new shapes in the battlefield. I mean, let's just look at the Mediator has got to be my favorite. I mean, just look at the friggin' size of this thing. It's a monster. It really is, and I love it. But I do like how they're all quite distinctive as well. I haven't talked much about the Blue Diver. I keep calling it the Blue Diver because the one Mon Calamari Heavy Cruiser we see in the lore is called the Blue Diver. It was a ship used in like the Legacy of the Force era. And also, I can't remember if it was just Legacy or just Fate of the Jedi. Either way, I'm pretty sure it gets destroyed when Center Point goes down, which would be Legacy of the Force, but I can't remember for sure. Either way, it's not the only Mon Calamari Heavy Carrier the New Republic has, or sorry, the Galactic Alliance has at that point. But we still have the granddaddy of them all to check out, the Viscount Class. So when we come back, we'll take a quick look at that. All right, guys, we are back. We are at Bastian. I accidentally set us up for quite an interesting battle. Bastian, being the Empire's capital at this point, is of course guarded by a significant force, but more than just that, 2 Bellators, the Mediator, and I guess the Dominion. So this will actually be a bit of a challenge for the Viscount. Where is it here? Here we go. You can see that this ship is massive. I believe currently the Viscount is the most expensive ship in Thrawn's Revenge. So call Admiral Akbar in just because of his command bonus. Get him in over here. Call a Nebula Star Destroyer because why not? And you can see that this thing, it's not shook. it's doing some real decent damage to that one Bellator. So take a closer look. The thing is so big that it's hard to even take a look at the model. But yeah, it's a monster of a ship, obviously. Pretty cool. This model, I believe, was added in the most recent version. It's definitely one of the nicest Viscount models I've ever seen. It's a good job of capturing the immense mass of this thing. And of course, the Viscount's kind of interesting because it was the New Republic's response to the various Star Destroyers it encountered during Dark Empire and later. You can see that this thing is shredding both ships. It's got that one de-shielded. This one's actually this one's fully de-shielded now, although they are getting some help from the MC-90 and the Nebula here, so MC-90. Just look at the size of this thing, man.
I've got it lined up. They're coming around. Someone cover me. Should we go around for another pass? I'm getting torn apart.
Just sit and appreciate it. I think these Bellator models are also kind of new. I mean, like I said, even that Carrack, I think, is pretty much everything got some redoing, especially, you know, we got the star bases here. These are all brand new. The Golan, this is a Golan 2, I think? Golan 3. Oops. Yeah, looks like this, looks like the Viscount with these support ships will probably take down these 2 Bellators. Not that, to be honest, that's especially important. I was mostly just curious. But yeah, I think we will leave it at that, guys. We took a good look at the new Mon Calamari cruisers used by the New Republic. in Thrawn's Revenge 3.0, including the Viscount, both the prototype and the full version. The prototype being brand new, the Viscount having a new model since the last version. The Mon Calamari Heavy Cruiser, including the Blue Diver, the Mediator, and what else am I forgetting? Is that it? Mediator, Heavy Carrier, Viscount. I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Until next time, be safe, have a good one, and may the Force be with you. Let's just do this auto-resolve and see what happens. That would not have been worth it if we were playing an actual campaign. Would not have been worth it. I would have been frustrated.